In the middle of this heat, it was a sleepless night for hundreds of local firefighters as they battled 3 large brush fires.
Yeah, one in Orange County has grown to about 8,500 acres after breaking out yesterday in Trabuco Canyon. Gigi Graciette standing by for us with the latest on the airport fire. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Right now, firefighters are in what they call the morning briefing. That's when they'll be told what the fire did overnight. And the new crews will come in to relieve the crews that spent the night out here. We're in the Robinson Ranch neighborhood, which is under a mandatory evacuation order. Not everyone, though, has left. We're on Stone Tower Lane. This is not far from the Bellevue trailhead, and you can see the hillside there, which has just been burning all night long into the morning. And take a look. Orange County firefighters from OCFA have been attacking the fire from both the ground and the air, at times using their new Firehawks. It was very concerning, and you're looking live from Skyfox right now, getting a better idea of the fire that continues to pick up pockets of fresh fuel. We're talking about extremely dry vegetation, which continues to fuel this fire. And while it's not windy down here on the hillside, there are winds, and the winds are sort of fighting with the fire wanting to move towards the neighborhoods, the winds thankfully pushing it away from the neighborhood. Now, we mentioned those evacuation orders. They do remain in effect for areas like Robinson Ranch, where we are this morning, Trabuco Highlands, and the Trabuco Highland apartment complex. And there are evacuation warnings, multiple warnings in effect, which basically means you should be ready to leave at a moment's notice.
The time to protect yourselves is now, not when you get an emergency absolute order to evacuate, because then you put yourself, your loved ones, your neighbors, the men and women that are working to fight this fire, all of them at risk.
And take a look at this time-lapse video as the fire threatens Santiago Peak, which is home to multiple television, radio, and public service communication antennas, including an antenna for Fox 11. Yesterday, firefighters surrounded it with fire retardant, which really helped to protect it. And I want to give you a live look from our camera right now. Photographer Tony Butita, you can clearly see those antennas there. The smoke is starting to lift from that area. It is a much different scene, but obviously the danger is not over. 0% containment as of a few hours ago. We are waiting for that morning briefing. I want to go to Stu Mundell in Skyfox, our eye in the sky above those flames. Stu, what is it looking like for you?
Hey, good morning, Gigi, and great stuff down there on the ground, but we're going to take a look at what we see from Skyfox. We do see a lot of active flames out there. Now, that's going to be the Cleveland National Forest, otherwise known as Trabuco Canyon area. 8,500 acres is what is burned, but right now, active fire, well, there's definitely a lot out there because we're seeing all of that smoke. Skyfox sitting over about the 241 in the Coto de Caza area, looking out towards the north. Take a look at all that smoke out there. A lot of this was actually building up. We had a huge header this morning, but then all of a sudden it really did drop down. Right now it's starting to build once again, that sunlight coming up, but you can see how that smoke is actually dropping down in a lot of these Orange County neighborhoods out here. You can see from Coto de Caza, we're looking up at Dove Canyon, a lot of these areas really just covered with a lot of smoke and ash. That fire has moved along from this area. This is all the area that has burned. That's some of that 8,500 acres that has burned. We were talking about the Santiago repeaters. That's them up there. You can still see a little bit of active fire, but you can get an idea of how much has burned. But also, as I pan back over to the west out here, you can actually see some of that area that has not burned and a lot of that fuel that's still available to this fire. Now, winds, they've been very light out here, and that's great news for those firefighters. Those high temperatures, not so much. And all of this rugged terrain with that fuel, that's what's going to make that firefight so difficult. But take a look at that right there. Active fire continues to burn out here, and it's actually very visible from a lot of the neighborhoods. I'm Stu up in Skyfox. Back to you all in the studio.